It says we're live.
Hmm?
It says we're live.
Okay, we might be live. Okay, is it? Did you check the counter? All right, if you're seeing us right now, we're just checking something. We're good? All right. Good morning, Roadrunners. Welcome to Roadrunner News. So good to see you. Mr. Lindsay here, who is sitting on my left.
Isaiah.
And Isaiah, whose class are you in?
Miss Anthony's.
Anthony's class. All right. So we are here to do Roadrunner News. Isaiah is going to do a writing celebration. He is going to share his writing. He wrote a fairy tale, I believe. Is that correct? What's it called?
The Three Little Penguins.
The Three Little Penguins. So he's going to read that. I'll do a couple announcements, and we'll do Roadrunner cards. We'll keep it simple and as brief as we can. So announcements. Well, I guess the big announcement on the horizon is that starting not next week, but the week after that, the first day is Monday, April 10th. Do you know what it is? Do you know what starts April 10th?
I do.
Huh? I thought you were about to say something there.
I don't know.
No? Okay. How about you, Mr. Producer? You do know what it is. Is it spring break? It is spring break. Spring break starts April 10th. So, sort of like winter, we have a winter break for 2 weeks. Every spring, every school in the district, elementary, middle, high school, everyone will be on spring break in Tustin Unified School District from April 10th to April 14th. Pretty cool. You probably remember spring break from previous years. So we are all going to take a break. Students, teachers, everybody. We all get to take a week of vacation and rest and enjoy our friends and our family and maybe go on a trip. Are you going on a trip? You are. Where are you going to go?
To Hawaii.
No, come on. You're going to Hawaii on spring break? Oh my goodness. Mr. Producer, he's going to Hawaii on spring break. Have you been to Hawaii? No, me neither. I have never been to Hawaii. Have you been? Wow, you are lucky. I'm so excited for you. Do you know where you're staying? You're not sure? Because I know in Hawaii there's several different islands. Mm-hmm. You know? Kauai, Hawaii, Oahu. I don't know. Maybe that's a city. I don't know Hawaii as much as I should. How about you, Alfonso? Are you doing anything for spring break? What are you going to do? PlayStation. Are you serious? In like your house? Okay. So Alfonso is saying that he's going to play PlayStation over break. So that sounds like fun. Yeah, I think I'm staying close. I think I'm just going to do things with my kids and have just a nice restful week. All right, everyone. So let's get started with Isaiah's thing. I'm trying to think if there are any more announcements. I do have one more announcement. It is the following. We are going to start a new segment on this show. Okay, so sort of like book commercial, and we do announcements, we do Roadrunner cards, and we're doing our first Writer's Corner today with Isaiah. I'm super excited. The other thing that I would like to do on the show from time to time, I'm going to call it, What Would You Like to Be? And this segment is about people who have really interesting jobs. Really interesting jobs. And I will either talk on the show about the interesting job, or even better yet, have these people on the show and share with you their very interesting job. So I'd love everyone to think about if there's someone in their family that has a really interesting job, like nothing you've ever heard of before. I would love to have them on the show. So you can submit through email or through your teacher. Your teacher can put a note in my box, or come find me when you see me. And if you have someone that has a really interesting job that you're close to, that you know, that potentially could be on Roadrunner News, let me know. Let me know. So again, that segment's called What Would You Like to Be? And I'm going to interview people who have really interesting jobs. Okay? So that'll be hopefully starting next Friday, last show before what? Spring break. Don't forget, April 10th, spring break. All right, my friend. This is our first ever Writer's Corner. Shall I hold the book for a little bit? So why don't you tell everybody, say the title again.
The Three Little Penguins.
And you can see, and is it written and illustrated by you? Mm-hmm. Okay, check out the illustrated cover. Isn't that cool? Very cool. Now, just kind of analyzing your cover a little bit, your cover seems to mean something. I see the three penguins. I'm a little concerned about this guy. Is he trouble? He is. I see the trouble there. Does everyone make a prediction? What kind of trouble is this guy or girl going to create? He looks fierce. He looks troublesome. He looks sneaky and sly. Am I right? Okay, very, very good cover. All right, my friend, the Three Little Penguins. Why don't you scoot up here? You going to read it to everybody?
Yeah.
All right, nice and loud.
Okay. Once upon a time, there were three little penguins with fat backpacks. They were going on their own scary adventure. They were super sad. They blubbered by and left their mom. Then they started building houses. The first penguin announced, "I'm going to build my house of snow." So he did. The next penguin said, "I'm going to build my house of thick ice." So he did.
Can I show everyone that picture?
Okay.
Building their houses of thick ice. All right.
And that's the adult penguin said, I'm going to make a castle of a mountain." So he did.
Super loud.
"I'm going to make a castle of a mountain." So he did. Clank, clank, bing, bing. The penguins' houses were built, and they lived happily ever after until the big bad polar bear came by.
The big bad polar bear. Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay. We good? All right, continue.
He saw the three big houses and said, "Tasty snacks for free. Num num." So he went to the first house and yelled, little penguin, let me in. Not by the feathers of my chinny chin chin." The penguin replied, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll melt your house down." The bear said, and just before he melted the house with his hot breath, the penguin zipped out just in time and went to his brother's house. Then Bear went to the ice house and shouted, little penguins, let me in." The penguins boomed, not by the feathers of our chinny chin chin. The big bad polar bear roared, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll melt your house down. And just before he melted the house, the penguins zoomed out fast. They went to their brother's house. This house was unmeltable. The polar bear was furious.
That was a great word. Can I just point out the word? Unmeltable. Can you guys feel what that word means? That is a great word. Unmeltable. Continue, please.
He started to punch the wall as hard as he can, and as soon as he was about to give up, something fell on his head. Boink. It was a big, huge rock. He looked up and saw a broken piece of the rock castle. Now was his chance. The big bad polar bear was mountain climbing the rock castle. He made it inside. "I'm coming to get you," roared the big bad polar bear. He ran to every room. Meanwhile, the penguins were escaping through
Just
a hidden moat.
stop right there. I know you have more on that page, but let's catch people up on the illustrations there. You guys see what's going on to match Isaiah's awesome words? I gotta say, I love this picture of like, he's chasing the penguin, right? But it's from behind. Does it look like it's from behind? Because that's the back of the polar bear and he's chasing. It gets this feeling like they're running away. That was such a great artistic move to do it that way. That was awesome. All right, continue.
Meanwhile, the penguins were escaping through a hidden moat. The hatch door was on the floor. The big bad polar bear jumped in the moat below and fell in the water. The penguins closed the hatch while the bear turned into a bearsicle. They lived happily ever after. The end.
While the bear turned into a what?
A bearsicle.
A bearsicle. Check out the bearsicle. That is incredible. You wrote your very own fairy tale. Now, the fairy tale sounds very familiar to me in little parts. I don't know quite what it is. Is it connected to another very well-known fairy tale? What's that fairy tale?
The Three Little Pigs.
The Three Little Pigs. Oh, that's right. It has that same pattern, right? Of like the first one, then the second one, and then they win at the end. And they're brothers, right? It has that same pattern. You did what very good fairy tale writers do, which is that they use, bless you, they use archetypes and they use patterns, right, to tell stories. Very, very cool. Now, does yours have a big lesson? Did you think about what the lesson of your fairy tale was? No? So what did you come up with it? What was your, tell us about you and the creation of this story.
Well, I created this because penguins are my favorite animal.
Okay, so you started with a favorite animal. Awesome. So you substituted pigs for penguins. How about the polar bear? Where'd you come up with that idea?
Just like they live in Antarctica. So.
Okay, so your setting is Antarctica, and you got penguins and polar bears, and they all live in ice environments. Awesome. So where did you start when you started writing? Do you remember? Like, where did you even begin?
I just started.
Did you start writing the words, or did you plan it out with boxes or something?
Yeah, we planned it out. Like, we drew, first we drew, the normal story. Like, we just, drew pictures. Mm-hmm. Then we drew, the difference.
Was it something like this? Like where you're doing kind of boxes?
Yeah.
They kind of show what happens first, what happens second.
And then what happens last.
What happens last. So you're sort of showing the journey of the story, right?
Yeah.
Was that helpful to plan it out like that? That's awesome. Yeah, good writers, when they're writing stories, they often plan out their stories like that. Absolutely. It kind of keeps things in order, right? What else can you remember about writing your story? Did you have any moments like this when you were writing? Like, oh, that would be great! And then put it in when you were writing? What was the best idea you remember having when it just popped into your head? Not sure? Okay. Well, I gotta say, I am very impressed with you as a writer. The way you planned, the way you used how fairy tales work into your story, the way you created an entirely new setting. I haven't read a lot of stories that take place in Antarctica. I really enjoyed that. Your illustrations are amazing. Your cover, the way they connect with the story and let the reader see it, the way you use interesting perspectives to show the characters from behind as they're running away. Just your versicle is hilarious. I just think it's so great. Very, very proud of your story. Good job. All right. Well, how about that, folks? Roadrunners, our writers. We've been working really hard this year on becoming writers, and Isaiah is a fantastic example of how writers plan and work hard and come up with great stories. And I know all of you are working on writing great stories and information pieces and opinion pieces this year. Let us keep it up. I would love to have more writers for Writer's Corner. Have you written a story that you're really proud of? Have you written an information piece that you're really proud of? Have you written an opinion piece that's just blowing people away, then changing their minds? I would love you to come on Roadrunner News and read it. Okay? All right. Well, let's do Roadrunner cards, shall we?
Okay.
Do you mind grabbing those for me? I left them in a pile off camera. Why don't you scoot those over here? All right, so thank you so much to these Roadrunners who are demonstrating the 3 R's. They are respectful, responsible. They are what?
Respectful, responsible, and ready.
Ready to learn. Absolutely. You truly are leaders, and everyone who got Golden Roadrunner cards and got to put it in the treasure box, super proud of you. Keep it up. We all can be leaders. We all can show the right way. All right, let's divide these up. You want to take some and I'll take some? Okay. So if you hear your name, when you get a chance, whether it's now with your teacher's permission or later at recess or lunch, come up to the office, see Miss Veronica to claim your prize. All right, let's start off with Viviana from Miss Ramenper's class. Good job, Viviana. Proud of you.
Adrian from
Also from Miss Ramenper's class. Good job, Adrian. Luisa from Miss Lean's class.
Louise from Miss Levesque's class.
Laura from Miss Resendez's class.
Victor from Mrs. Peeler's class.
Guadalupe from Miss Borjan's class.
What is this?
Ulissa.
Ulissa from Miss Borjan's class.
Mayrin from Miss Robbie's class.
Destiny from... What? This is nothing.
This one's not on the back. It's right there.
Oh, from Miss Im's class.
Good job, Destiny. It says Aiden, or possibly I'm missing the R, and it's Adrian from Miss Besson's class.
Benny from Mrs. Ramenberg's class.
Jocelyn from Miss Thomas's class.
What is this?
Jocelyn also.
Jocelyn from Miss Besson's.
We've got 2 Jocelyns, Miss Thomas, Miss Besson's. All right, Roadrunners, we're going to leave it at that. Remember, if you know someone who has a super interesting, unique job, tell it to me. Get that information to me somehow. I would love to start having people on the show. And if you have a piece you've written that you'd like to share, great. And also commercials as well. Make sure you let me know and get signed up for a Roadrunner News Friday. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Be kind, ask tons of questions, and read, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. See you later.